Introduction. What does it mean to put salt in your shoes? Come close, beloved. Not with your ears alone, but with your spirit wide open. This is not just a phrase. It is not a superstition or a pretty metaphor. It is a sacred summons, call, to remember what your soul may have known before your heart was ever broken. A call to reclaim your walk, your voice, your truth. When I say put salt in your shoes, I'm speaking of walking with intention divine, deliberate, destiny-driven intention. Salt is not just a kitchen ingredient. It is ancient. It is holy. It is one of the oldest elements known to humankind. Older than gold. Older than borders. Older than pride. Before crowns were forged, before empires had names, people crossed oceans, deserts, and mountains for salt. Not because it was sweet, but because it was necessary. Because salt has always had power. Salt preserves. Salt purifies. Salt protects. And so do you when you walk like you know who you are. To put salt in your shoes means you refuse to rot in bitterness. Refuse to let disappointment decay your spirit. Refuse to let life's wounds go untreated. Because salt may sting when it touches a wound, but it also heals. Salt says, I won't spoil. I won't fade. I'm preserved for purpose. It means you walk with substance, not for show, but for transformation. You walk knowing you carry legacy in your bones and heaven in your stride. You walk as if your very footsteps are prayers, because they are. You walk like your presence is the seasoning this moment was waiting for. And baby, it is. See, sugar may be sweet, but it melts under pressure. Salt stays. Salt lingers. Salt remembers. And when you put it in your shoes, you do too. You remember that you are more than the job, the title, the pain, the past. You are not here to perform. You are here to preserve, to protect peace, to flavor the spaces you enter with truth, with grace, with fire. Salt is steady. It doesn't have to shout. It doesn't ask for permission. It doesn't need to be seen to be felt. Neither do you. When you walk with salt in your shoes, you walk with a quiet boldness that makes even the ground take notice. This journey, this life is not random. It is holy. And yet too many are wandering through it aimlessly, exhausted, weighed down by burdens they were never meant to carry. So this right here is your invitation. Let go of what's heavy, pick up what's holy, salt your steps, bless your path. Not timidly, not apologetically. Walk like your steps are sermons. Walk like your scars are sacred. Walk like the earth knows your name and heaven knows your calling. Walk like you have already been chosen because you have. You don't need to earn what God has already spoken over your life. You only need to walk like you believe it, so lace up, sprinkle the salt, say the prayer, and step forward. Because putting salt in your shoes is more than an action, it's a mindset, it's a movement, it's a message. I will not rot, I will not be rushed, I will not be ruined. I am preserved, I am powerful, I am purposed. That my love is what it means to put salt in your shoes. The power of spiritual intention there is a difference, beloved, between movement and meaning, between walking and walking with intention. You can go through life busy, hurried, and full of motion, and still be empty, still be lost, still be tired in your soul. But when you move with spiritual intention, every step becomes sacred. Every breath becomes a prayer. Every choice becomes a seed planted in the soil of your destiny. Spiritual intention is not about performance. It is not about pretending to have it all together. It is not about being loud or polished or perfect. No, it is about being present. It is about waking up and deciding, today I will not drift. Today I will not let life happen to me. Today I will walk on purpose. To walk with spiritual intention means you carry awareness in your soul. You don't just do things out of habit or pressure. You do them with divine clarity. You ask, why am I going here? What am I bringing into this space? Who am I becoming with every step I take? Spiritual intention grounds you. It lifts you. Connects you back to the truth that you are not just flesh and bone. You are spirit and fire. You are not a machine built to grind. You are a soul built to grow. You see, too many are moving with no direction, dancing in circles, running in place, looking busy, but feeling broken. It's because they're missing the why behind their walk. But when you walk with intention, the fog begins to lift. Clarity comes, peace enters. And even when the path is rocky, you still know it's yours. That's the power of spiritual intention. It doesn't promise ease. It promises alignment. You may still face storms, but you'll face them anchored. You may still cry, but your tears will water something holy. You may still fall, but you'll fall forward into purpose. And here's the truth. Intention attracts. When you walk like you know who you are and where you're going, life begins to respond. Opportunities open. The right people find you. Doors swing wide, not because you forced them, because your spirit was ready to enter. Spiritual intention says, I'm not here to impress. I'm here to impact. It says, I don't move for applause, I move for alignment. It says, I may not see the whole picture, but I trust the one who painted it. So today, don't just rise. Don't just run. Center. Breathe. Bless your path. Place salt in your shoes. And walk. Walk with vision. Walk with prayer. Walk with grace in your heart and power in your stride. Walk knowing that even your quietest step can echo through eternity when it is guided by divine intention. Because when you walk with spiritual intention, you don't just move through the world, you transform it. Cleansing your path and your spirit before you go any further, beloved, pause, take a breath, deep and honest. Not the kind you take just to survive, but the kind that reaches into your soul and whispers, let it go. Carry everything and still fly. You can't walk freely when your spirit is tangled in things that no longer serve your becoming. You can't move forward when your path is cluttered with debris from the past, hold pain, unspoken grief, silent shame. Cleansing your path means more than just rearranging your life. It means purifying the soil of your journey, pulling up the weeds of regret, sweeping away the dust of disappointment, and making room for what's sacred to grow. We often try to outrun what we haven't released, but what we don't heal will show up in how we walk, how we speak, how we love. The pain you hide becomes the weight you drag. And the longer you carry it, the more it hardens your heart and dims your light. But hear this, child of grace. Your soul is not a storage room. You were never meant to hold on to everything. You are allowed, called, even to cleanse, to weep if you must, to forgive what wounded you, to speak truth where silence kept you bound. Cleansing is not weakness, it's wisdom. Even the sky must cry to clear itself. Even the earth must burn to birth new life. Even the ocean must crash to restore its rhythm, and so must you. Cleansing your spirit is a holy release. It's sitting in the presence of God and saying, I don't want to carry this anymore. Surrendering the burden and receiving peace in return. It's choosing to shed the labels, the lies, the layers that were never yours to begin. With it, saying, I am not what hurt me. I am what I rise from. It's declaring shame. You have no home here. Bitterness, you are not my identity. Fear, I no longer serve you. And then walking away lighter, freer, truer, sometimes. Cleansing means letting go of people, not in anger, but in grace. Some were only meant to walk with you part way. Honor them. Bless them. But don't shrink yourself to keep them. Cleansing doesn't mean forgetting. It means remembering with wisdom, not wounds. It means carrying the lesson, not the load. So today, clear the path. Cleanse the spirit. Anoint your walk with truth. Sprinkle salt in your shoes and say, I release what no longer serves me. I make room for joy. I welcome peace. I walk in freedom, because the path ahead is too sacred to be walked in chains. And your spirit, oh, your spirit was made to soar. Releasing old weights and emotional baggage, there comes a sacred moment in every journey, a divine pause where heaven leans in and the soul is invited to exhale. It's unclench what it has held for too long. It's make space for light where only shadows have lived. This moment, beloved, is called release. You cannot run free while dragging chains. You cannot reach high while clutching what is broken. You cannot soar when your spirit is tangled in the stories of pain that no longer speak truth. there is holy. Wisdom in letting go, not because it didn't matter, but because you do. We hold on because we think holding on keeps us safe. We grip guilt like armor. We nurse old wounds like they are the last evidence that what we went through was real. We keep the echo of harsh words playing on repeat in our minds, not realizing we've memorized lies that were never ours to carry. But child, you are not what hurt you. You are not the betrayal. You are not the abandonment. You are not the rejection. You are not the failure. You are the one who survived it. You are the one who endured. You are the one who rose. And now, you are the one who must release, because to carry what no longer serves you is to choose spiritual suffocation over sacred freedom. Yes, some things were unfair. Some things broke you in ways you've never told. Another soul. Some people took parts of you they had no right to. But the truth, beautiful one, is this. They don't get to keep you. You do. So it's time. Time to release. Release the guilt for what you didn't know then. Release the shame for who you had to become to survive. Release the need to explain your healing to those who only ever saw your wounds. Release the belief that you must stay small to be safe. Release the apology you keep rehearsing in your head for being too much. Too loud, too different, too alive. Let it all fall. Because what you carry affects how you move. Your burdens show up in your breath, in your boundaries, in your becoming. But when you choose to release, something holy happens. The weight lifts. The sky opens. Your soul begins to sing again. It doesn't mean you forget. It means you forgive. It means you bless what was, even as you walk away from it. It means you honor your scars without letting them decide your steps. Even the trees know when it's time to let go. Every autumn they shed what no longer serves them, not because they're dying, but because they are preparing for new life. And so are you. So if you must cry, cry. If you must scream, scream. If you must sit in silence and feel it all before you release it, do so. But don't let it stay. Don't let it root. Don't let it rot. Your spirit is sacred ground, and not every memory deserves to be planted there today. With all the strength and softness in you, speak it aloud. I release the weight I was never meant to carry. I release the names I was never meant to wear. I release the roles I had to play to be accepted. I release the fear that has followed me like a shadow. I release the pressure to perform, to perfect, to please. You were not born to prove your worth. You were born to live it. You were born to love boldly, to walk freely, to worship fully. So bless the pain that shaped you, but do not let it shrink you. Bless the memories that taught you, but do not let them trap you. Bless the people who left, but do not let their absence limit your presence. God is not asking you to forget. He is asking you to trust that releasing is not the end. It is the holy beginning. To trust that what He has ahead is greater than what you are leaving behind. To trust that your hands were meant to hold peace, not pieces. And when you release, you create space. Space for joy to return, space for rest to settle. Space for love to bloom in places where grief once grew. Space for God to fill the gaps you've been trying to fill with fear. So loosen your grip, beloved. Put salt in your shoes. Pray over your path. And walk forward, not with the weight of what was, but with the wonder of what can be. You are not weak for releasing. You are not foolish for forgiving. You are brave. You are becoming. Let it go. Let God move. Amen. Walking boldly in faith, not fear. 20-minute reflection, beloved. Come close. Breathe deep. Open your heart wider than your doubts. What I'm about to say isn't just for your ears, it's for your soul. You see, there comes a time in every journey, in every life, when you have to choose, will I walk in fear or will I walk in faith? Fear is familiar. It whispers lies that sound like truth. It tells you to stay small, to wait, to shrink. Fear says you're not ready. Fear says, what if you fail? Fear says, stay in what's known, even if it's killing you quietly. Faith is holy. Faith speaks in the language of courage. It says, move anyway. It says, God's got you. It says, even if the road looks dark, the light within you is stronger. To walk in faith doesn't mean you're never afraid. It means you refuse to let fear be the loudest voice in your life. Faith isn't about having the whole plan. It's about trusting the one who holds the plan. You don't have to see the staircase to take the first step. You just have to believe that the one who called you is faithful to carry you. Let me talk to the weary one, listening the one who's cried in secret, smiled in public, and held it all together while falling apart inside. You've been walking, but not boldly. You've been stepping, but with hesitation. You've let fear narrate your story, and now it's time to take the pen back. It's time to walk in bold faith. Faith that says, I may not have all the answers, but I know who walks with me. Faith that says, if God brought me to it, He will bring me through it. Faith that says, this season will not break me. Storm will not stop me. You were not created to cower. You were created to conquer. There is divine strength in your bones and holy fire in your chest. The same power that raised Jesus from the dead lives in you. So why are you walking like you're empty? Put salt in your shoes, beloved. Walk like the ground remembers your name. Walk like the heavens are watching. Walk like every step is a testimony. Fear will knock. It always does. But faith is the doorkeeper. Faith opens the door to miracles. Faith breaks chains. Faith unlocks destinies. When you walk in faith, you stop apologizing for your anointing. You stop shrinking to fit into places you've outgrown. You stop asking for permission to be powerful. Walking in faith is saying yes. When logic says no, it's applying for that job. It's starting that business. It's ending that toxic relationship. It's writing that book. It's standing on the stage. It's telling your story. It's healing, even when it hurts. It's declaring, I am. Not what I've been through. I am who God says I am. And who does God say you are? Chosen, beloved, appointed, equipped, empowered. Let me tell you something sacred. God didn't bring you this far to abandon you. He didn't light your fire just for it to flicker out. There is purpose in your pain. There is promise in your process. And there is power in your walk when you choose faith. So, lace up those shoes, bless your path. Speak life over your journey. Say aloud, I will not be ruled by fear. I will not be bound by doubt. I walk by faith. I trust the God who walks with me. My steps are ordered. My future is bright. My purpose is sure. And now, walk. Walk even if your knees shake. Walk even if your heart trembles. Walk because heaven is backing you. Walk because your story is not over. Every step you take in faith is a sermon. Every move you make with boldness shakes the ground beneath you. You are not walking alone. Angels surround you. Grace covers you. Power moves with you. Walk boldly, beloved. Walk like you know your worth. Walk like you've seen the mountain and know the valley can't hold you. Walk like you've been chosen for such a time as this, because you have. Amen. Walk like the earth knows your name, beloved. Take this final truth and hold it close. Write it on your heart. Speak it into your mornings. Breathe it into your bones. You were never meant to walk this life in silence or in shame. You were meant to walk boldly, to walk heavily, to walk with a holy kind of presence that turns the ground sacred beneath your feet. You are not here by accident. You are not surviving just to exist. You are becoming. You are rising. You are walking into purpose. Too many of us have spent years dancing for approval, shrinking in rooms that couldn't hold our full truth, apologizing for gifts God Himself placed inside of us. But that ends now. It ends the moment you decide that your life is not meant to be a performance, it is a testimony. Every scar you carry is proof that the enemy didn't win. Every step you've taken, limping, crawling, running is part of a divine rhythm that has carried you here. And now, it's time to move forward. It's time to walk like someone who knows the heavens are watching, like someone who knows angels have cleared the path, like someone who knows God goes before, behind, and within. You've salted your shoes with truth. You've cleansed your path of lies. You've released the weights of yesterday. And now you walk. Not just anywhere, but into destiny. You walk into rooms and shift atmospheres not because you shout, but because you know. You walk with Your head held not out of arrogance, but out of alignment. You speak life, not because things are perfect, but because you are rooted in promise. Your very presence becomes a sermon. Your silence becomes strength. Your stillness becomes power. And no, not everyone will understand your walk. Some will question your boldness. Some will try to tether you to old versions of yourself. That's all right. You're not walking for their approval. You're walking for God's glory. And the ones who are called to your path will never need convincing. They'll recognize your light. They'll feel your fire. They'll walk beside you, not ahead of you or behind you, but with you. So don't look back, child. There's nothing behind you worth more than what's ahead. Don't pause for those who don't see your value. Don't dim to make others comfortable. This is your season to rise, to move, to step forward like the ground itself has been waiting for your arrival, because it has. Asterisk, asterisk, walk boldly. Stop tiptoeing around your calling. Walk like you were sent. Walk like you were chosen. Walk like the answer to someone's prayer lives in your obedience. Speak truth. Don't water down your voice. Say what needs to be said. Share what's in your spirit. Trust that what God placed in you is enough. Release fear. Let it go. Every doubt, every whisper, every shadow that's tried to hold you back, lay it down. Faith is your fuel now. Move. With intention. Don't wander. Don't rush. Move like every step is holy, because it is. Let in love, be salt and light. It's not just to be seen, but to serve. To season this world with hope, healing, and truth. The earth is waiting for your sound. Heaven is echoing your name. Your ancestors are cheering you on. The time for hesitation is over. The time for holy motion has come. So go on now. Walk with your salt. Speak with your soul. Lead with your light. Walk like the earth knows your name. And never forget, you are not forgotten. You are not forsaken. You are called. You are becoming. You are the miracle someone's been waiting for. Now walk it out. Amen.